Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Valeria or Fluorescence UV over here, and today I'm gonna do another 3 looks in 1 palette featuring the Alien palette from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Let me tell you, this palette is so fucking beautiful. This palette is so diverse. This palette is so pigmented and creamy. I fucking love the palette. I'm excited for you guys to see this. I've been having a lot of my friends requesting for me to recreate looks with this palette because they have it and they don't know what to do. If you guys are excited to see it, I'm gonna stop talking and we're gonna get started into the video. So keep on watching so you can see the first eye look. So we're gonna get started with the first look on this palette right here. This is what I did off camera. This is like more of a neutral eye, so with the cut crease involved, so it's not too plain. But if you do feel like this is too much work for you, all you can really do is just connect the outer corner, make it a little bit more smokier, not too defined, and you got yourself a eye look. So we're just gonna do what I did on this eye over here. I'm zooming you in a little bit closer to my eye just so you can see what I'm doing. First things first, as usual, I'm going in with my MAC Soft Worker paint pot and just putting it all over my lid to prime my eyelid. I really like using this because it's really fast just to cover my lid, and it covers my veins and my pigmentation. So I think it gives it like a fair shot for the eye looks. Honestly, I think this is one of the easiest looks. I think the hardest part was just actually cutting out your crease and the liner, but it's super easy to recreate. So the first thing I'm actually doing is using my Morphe R38 brush, and I'm going with Phone Home, which is this like very mauve-y shade, and I'm just putting that on my crease and above my crease as well, so a little bit in the inner corner. I want the Phone Home to touch my brow bone because I do really like that look where it touches the brow. I wanted to do this just because when I saw this mauve color, it just reminded me so much of like the old Instagram days where all you saw were cut creases, so I had to pay tribute to, you know, to the old makeup. And I really like how mauve tones look on every single skin tone. And this is such a classic look. This you can wear out for a nighttime when you go out on a date, or if you just want to go out drinking. I think this look is very wearable. You can even wear it throughout the day and it would still look good. Now all I'm really doing is just making sure I deepen out my crease as much as possible. So just keep on blending, packing it as much as you like. And also don't forget, at the outer corner, just make sure, not with a lot of product, you wing it out. So you're gonna put most of your product in the inner corner, and then on the outer corner you're just going to very gently wing it out, and this is going to help you to create your cut crease. These eyeshadows are actually pretty pigmented, so I feel like I don't have to go multiple times in to blend in my shadow. Alright, so I'm liking how it's going. I'm going to use my Time Los Angeles 206 brush. So I'm going to use Gravity, and I'm just going to blend out the upper, like above the Phone Home, just so it could give it more of a warm look. That name just actually really caught me off guard. I didn't know what it was called. So yeah, with just Gravity is like a very nice muted pink. And then again, just make sure you bring it into your brown bone and blend it out just like how I did here. And this is just to make the look as blended as possible. This is more of a smoky look, so don't be afraid. So this is a collab with Marvin, and I'm not sure what it is, but it's like a flat shader brush. All I'm really going to do is just use Titan right here, and I'm going to put that in my brow bone just to brighten it. Then, because I do feel like the color was lost, I'm going back in with Gravity and blending it out. You can see my brow bone is highlighted. It looks good. Now to actually define the crease, I'm going in with my Makeup Shack T2 brush, and I'm going to use X-Files, which personally, this is my favorite shadow just because of the name. Before I went to boot camp, that was what I was watching, and right after I finished boot camp, it's like what I binged when I was bored. So X-Files has a soft spot in my heart, and X-Files is actually a pretty good show. It's like super weird, super funky, so it does go with this vibe, and If you haven't watched that show, you should. It's on Hulu. So all I'm doing is just packing it into my crease. And again, with not a lot of pigment, just wing it out here in your outer corner. Doesn't matter that you're too messy because it's going to blend itself out, and then once you cut your crease, you'll be fine. So what I like to do here is just make sure keep going back and blending out the Phone Home into the X-Files and into the Gravity. So it just looks very blended and smooth. I'm just going to get a little bit more Phone Home just so that purple doesn't get lost, or that mauve pink purple shade doesn't get lost, and I just wanted to show out a little bit more. Going back in with X-Files to deepen the outer corners again. And one more time, blend it out. It's a lot of blending for your cut crease, but once you see that final product just like this, it all makes sense. So I'm gonna go in with just like a concealer brush, which is my Crown brush in C224, and I'm just gonna use my MAC Soft Ochre paint pot just to really cut out the crease. And then with my Sigma eyeliner brush, which is the EO5, I'm just going to get a little bit and wing it out. Just when you cut your crease, what I'm trying to do is just to go above my lid space, just because we are putting glitter and I do want it to show. So now going in with the concealer brush, I'm just blending everything out. Make sure on your outer corner you clean your outer V2. So you clean all the eyeshadow that came down. This actually looks pretty cool by itself like this. But because I want to be extra, we're going to keep on going. Now, with the same brush that I used to highlight my brow bone, I'm going in with the shade Pluto. And this is like it's like a champagne with a pink duochrome. I did want to keep the look a little bit monochromatic, so I think this is a perfect shade for the lid. When you are going on where you have your cut crease, just make sure you're very careful so that Pluto doesn't transfer up, and then just go pack it all over your eyelid into your inner corner. If you have your Urban Decay Heavy Metal liners, you can use those, whichever one you have. So I'm just gonna mix these two. It's gonna be my Poppin' and Days, because I do want like a light pink kind of to match the lid on the lid. So I'm just gonna put it on the back of my hand real quick. All I'm really doing is just using my BH number 10 brush from the Weekend Festival palette, and this is just a very thin eyeliner brush. Mixing it, and then all I'm really doing is just making a line. This is a really good eyeliner because it's very thin and you can wing it out really nicely. Now, while this is drying up, with the same EO5 brush, I'm going into Black Hole, and I'm gonna use this brush just to deepen my cut crease. So I'm going right above the glitter liner, and I am just very lightly just blending it up. So now I'm going in with my T2 brush, and no product, I'm just blending that black hole into the X-Files. Okay, now that I have that, I'm going to do my eyeliner. I'm using my Dose of Color Set the Tone eyeliner in the shade Shady. And because this is a little bit dry, I'm going to use my Inglot Durline, and this is a lifesaver for like dried up eyeliners. You should get this if you have that issue with gel eyeliners. Now I'm going in with my Makeup Shack T71 brush, and I'm just going to line my lid real quick. Okay, so for the eyeliner, what I'm actually going to do, instead of winging it up, I'm going to try to wing it more down. Okay, so now that the liner is done, Before my glitter dries up from the back of my hand, I'm going to just grab a little bit and line the bottom of my wing. Cool, now that we're done with the top half of our lash line, we're gonna go do the lower lash line. I'm gonna go in with first with Phone Home and my Morphe 205 brush and just put that all over my lower lash line. I do want it to be smoky. Then with my Time Los Angeles 206 brush, I'm just going to blend out that Phone Home with the Gravity. My flat shader brush from BH Cosmetics. I'm using Pluto just to color in, just to do my inner corner and connect it to my lower lash line right there. And with an angled brush, I'm going to use Black Hole again and very lightly mix it with X-Files just to tightline my lid. Now to blend it in, I'm just using my T2 brush again with no product, just to blend it into the Phone Home. To highlight my waterline, I'm going to use my gel eyeliner from LA Girl in the shade Champagne. I do feel like this is a perfect match for my lid. Real quick, I'm just going to do my mascara and my lashes off camera, and then I'll come back so I can show you how to do the lips. So BRB. Alright, so I'm just going to finish off doing my lips. I'm going to do my ColourPop lippy liner in Boys Town, and I'm just going to line them up real quick. Then going in with my Dose of Colors matte liquid lipstick in the shade Lazy Daisy. This is such a perfect mauve nude, and it fits the eye look perfectly. Now, because you know I'm a girl that needs some gloss, so I'm gonna use my Buxom gloss in the shade Celeste just to match with the liner and give it a little bit more of a glittery look. The lashes I'm using are my lashes from Time Los Angeles, and it's in the style Duchess. And there you have it. This is my more intake on a cut crease that is neutral and glam at the same time. And let me know what you think of this look down below. Okay, now we're gonna get started on the next eye look, which is like more of a purple halo eye. This is what I came up with. So now let's get started on the left eye. Just to let you guys know, my eyes are super watery right now. And it's especially this one. I think it's because of the season. And I think my allergies are back just because it's so windy in Vegas. So unfortunately, let's hope my eye survives through this whole time. Okay, so the first thing I'm actually going to do is go into Area 51, which is the purple right here. I'm just going to put it in my inner corner and in my outer corner just to tap it. Don't swipe, just tap the color into your crease or into your lid, I'm sorry, and then you will blend out later. Now with my M514 brush, I'm going to go in with Martian Soil, which is the best pukey eyeshadow shade I've ever seen. Like in my crease, it just looks so yummy and warm and like mustardy, and I am completely obsessed with it. So this color is for sure my favorite from the palette, and I haven't even tried the rest of them, but it's just like the perfect pukey brown mustard yellow shade. Like it's like baby puke in an eyeshadow. So what I'm gonna do in my outer corners is very lightly go over the Area 51, which is the purple shade, and just blend it into the mustard yellow, which is the Martian Soil. And I'm just going all around my eye. Just make sure you really coat your brush with the eyeshadow and just blend out. So most of the eyeshadow is going to go into the lid, the outer lid and the outer crease, and you're not really going to put it into your purple shade, just the very outer edges. And just because I have it so high up here, I'm going to make sure I bring it up higher. Alright, going back in with my Morphe M522 And with the same shadow Area 51, I'm just packing it into the outer corners just because I did lose a lot of pigment. And with the brush, I'm just trying to blend it a little bit. So I'm just going back and forth in the crease so it blends into the mustard shade. Now I'm going in with my Morphe M506 brush, and I'm going to pick up the Area 51 shade, and I'm going to put it on top of my crease. Now that I feel comfortable with how my eye looks, I'm going to go in with Moon Rock and just use my BH Cosmetics brush from the Marlin collaboration and put that all over my lid. These eyeshadows are super nice and pigmented, so just putting it, layering on, will give you like its full pigment. And I just can I can just imagine what they look like wet. And if you feel like your lid shade is a little bit dull on this side, just, you know, just go back and redo touch-ups. So now that I have that, next thing I'm going to go in is with the same brush. I'm just going to clean it in like my arm. Same brush, I'm using my Probe shade right here. I'm going to do that in put it in the outer corner or in the edges to blend in with the purple. Just to give it like a very cool, different, like a multi-dimension. I'm just going to put that into the mix of the purple and the Moon Rock, just so it can blend in together. Now that I have that, you can barely see my purple, so going in back with Area 51, I am packing that purple in there again. And that's just going to give it more of a blended look. And just make sure every single time you actually put color, you tap instead of swipe. That's going to save your life a whole bunch. I just want you to see, like, I really love the contrast of shades and they look really pretty together. So this purple is really nice. I can only imagine how it's going to look by itself when you do like an all purple smoky eye. Now going in back with my Morphe M506 and the same color Phone Home or Area 51, the purple, I'm just going to connect my halo eye so you can just see my lid. I just want to emphasize it because sometimes I do feel like it does get lost. And just try to blend out your outer edges as well of the purple. Not too much, don't carry out too much because it is a halo. Going back in with my Morphe M514, I'm going to add it into my inner corners, the Martian Soil, just because I really love a smoky blended eye look. I feel like it elongates my eyes, and if I do it too closed in, my eyes do look very smaller. So that's like a technique if you feel like you have very small eyes. Just always try to wing it out with transitions at least, and just keep the dark shades in the outer corner. It does give you a really nice illusion that your eyes are bigger than they are. Now that I like that, I'm gonna try to do my lower lash line. So same brush again, and with Martian Soil, I'm just going to pack that on. All I'm really going to do is just get the Martian Soil and just smoke out my lower lash line. Now that I have that smoked down, I'm using my Sigma E30 brush, which is a pencil brush. I'm going to use a mixture of Tall Grey, Ghost OG, and Probe, and I'm going to put that on my lower lash line. For my waterline, I'm actually going to use my Urban Decay Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Freak, just to water my waterline real quick. With my BH Cosmetics number 11 brush, I'm going in with the shade Alien, and I'm just going to make my eyeliner a little bit more brighter and noticeable. So for all you girls that have very sensitive eyes, what I recommend is to actually put it where your lash line is at, and don't put it directly in your waterline, and your eyes don't get irritated as much. Because to be honest with you, my eyes are very sensitive, as you can tell, because it's watering and I have really bad allergies. But I come to realize that this technique doesn't irritate my skin and my eyes. So now that the look's almost done, I'm actually going in with my pencil brush, my Sigma E30, and I'm going with a Area 51. And in my outer corner, I'm just really connecting the purple into the lower lash line. And there you have it. Okay, so I'm actually just I'm gonna do my lashes off camera, and then I'll be right back so then you guys can see how I do my lips. Okay, so I came back with my lashes and I came to realize I didn't do my inner corner on this eye, so I'm just going to do it on camera. I'm going to go back in with my BH Cosmetic brush, and I'm actually going to go in with Titan first, which is this like very nude matte shade. So I'm just doing it to lighten my inner corner. And then going back in again with my Interstellar shade and put that on top of the matte shade, just so it can give it like more of a brighter look, because I do feel like sometimes the Interstellar shade can be a little bit too dark. So that's what I want to do. Okay, so there you have it. So now I'm just going to tell you what lashes I use. My lashes are, for sure, you already know, my Makeup Shack Dubai lashes. I really do like how they flatter and accentuate a halo eye for. So these are my eyes right here. What do you think? I know my left eye looks very busted. It's been watering and the Benadryl hasn't kicked in yet. So I'm gonna zoom you out real quick. I'm gonna go in with a nude lip just because I'm going out tonight and I want to keep it a little bit sane. So I'm gonna go in with my Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in Cork. To brighten it, I'm gonna go in with, of course, knock on wood, you know, another ride or die over here. Put that in the center of my lips. This is just the best lip, I swear. Then another ride or die, I'm actually using my Buxom shade in Melissa and just putting that on top. Knock on wood and Melissa just go in perfectly. They are like the perfect beige nudes. That is the final look for this one. I wanted to do more of a halo eye. I wanted to bring in the purples and the greens, give me that yummy goodiness. And honestly, I really do love this look. I think this look is very nice for going out. We're just gonna get on to the next look. If you see different hair, if you see a different shirt, mind your business, because it was a new day, okay? So this is the third look right here. We're going more for a smoky eye, and this is using the blues and greens. I am just gonna give you a little heads up and warning. This is going to be a voiceover, unfortunately, because it is 4th of July. Fireworks are going to be happening, and so I'll just do voiceover on this part. And we're just gonna zoom you in so you can see what I do with my eyes. The thing I'm doing is going in with my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, putting that all over my lid with my brush. Now we're gonna go into Flying Saucer and Area 51. I'm mixing those two shades and I'm focusing on my outer V of my eye and in my crease. My goal here was to make a green, blue, smoky eye. That was the plan. So all I'm doing is just packing it on until I feel it's comfortable. I switched my eyeshadow brush into a denser brush, a bigger brush, because I wanted to put more color and more impact. Once I'm done, I decided to switch into a clean blending brush just to smoke out the edges and just to blend. That is the goal to do with smoky eyes, is just to blend with clean blending brushes. Next shade I'm using is Abduction, and I'm using another blending brush and I'm just putting it on top of those two eyeshadows that I decided to put on, and I'm making that my transition color. After that, I decided to go in with another brush, and it's Black Hole and Ghost OG, and I put that in the outer corner to darken out my eye, darken out my outer crease and my deep V, just to make it look more defined. Next shade I'm putting in is Pluto, and I'm putting that all over my lid. I am not wetting my brush. I am just going straight into the eyeshadow because I did want to test it out, see how it goes. And obviously you can see right here, it is beautiful. Then I go in with a little bit of Moon Rock just because I do feel like it is darker and it does transition easier into the combo that I have in the outer corner. And last and not least, I'm using Alien just to make it a little bit more green. Going back in with Flying Saucer, Area 51, and Black Hole, I'm going to deepen out my outer corner even more, just because I do feel like I lost a little bit of the eyeshadow. Just make sure when you're doing this, blend out your eyeshadow. You will be fine. Make sure that the focal point is the Flying Saucer eyeshadow shade and the Area 51, just to give you that green blue look. So right here, I'm going in with Flying Saucer on my lower lash line, and I'm just going to mimic what I have in my outer corners and in my crease. Going in with my BH Cosmetics flat shader brush, I'm using the shade Black Hole and Ghost OG just to deepen out my outer corner or my lower lash line, and just to tightline everything. Going back in with Flying Saucer, I'm just going to put that in my lower lash line just to blend it out and still to have that blue-green shade. Then with the shade Abduction, I'm going to make sure to put that below the shade Flying Saucer just to blend out and again to mimic everything that I'm doing on my top lid. Then going in with the shade Interstellar, and I'm putting that in my inner corner, and it just gives me such a beautiful inner corner highlight, and it perfectly ties in with this look. Then with my flat shader brush, I'm just using the shade Alien and putting that in the very beginning of my lower lash line. Now what I'm using is a eyeliner pencil just to create a defined crease, and that is from Urban Decay, and it's called Starfire, and I'm also putting that in my lower lash line just to tie in all the gold tones and the green tones. Going back in with the Interstellar and a flat shader brush, I'm going to pat that into my waterline, and this is just to set my waterline so it doesn't go runny. Okay guys, so right now I'm actually letting my lashes dry off a little bit more so I can actually install them. The lashes I'm going to use are my Dubai lashes from the Makeup Shack. You know, those are my ride or dies. They make my eyes look so beautiful, and so we're just going to go on that. Now the next thing I'm actually going to talk to you about is my lips. I want to do more of a orangey combo because I think it just makes everything look so much more nicer, and it's like green and oranges, like or peachy oranges, they complement each other very nicely. So I'm just going to put my lash real quick now that the lash glue is dry. So now while I'm waiting for my other lash glue to dry, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about the lips. For my lips, I'm actually using my MAC lip liner in the shade Lasting Sensation. This is more of a coral shade, but I don't have anything like peachy lip liner, so I thought this would be complementing it the most. Then I think I'm gonna go in with my Melt Cosmetics lipstick, which is in the shade 1969, and I think this would look very pretty. My lash glue is ready. I'm just gonna put my lash on real quick before I do the final touches on my lips. Now to lighten it up a little bit, I'm actually going to go with my Fenty Unbuttoned Lip Gloss, just because I do feel like it is a little bit orange and I do want more of a peachy nude. Okay guys, so this right here is the final look. What do you think of this? This is actually my favorite one. I feel like this is more of a creative side, and personally I love the lip and the eye combo. I think it complements each other very nicely. Now that we're done with that, we can actually go into the review of the palette, and personally I love the palette. I think the shades are so pigmented. When you know what you're doing, it's so easy to actually create looks, and like you don't have to keep on packing the shade as much. You don't have to keep on packing and packing and packing, and it blends so nicely. Like I feel like the shade Flying Saucer is such a beautiful shade, and it's such a unique shade, and this makes me like, people feel so stuck when they don't know, when they have these weird combos. So for me to be able to create something was really cool, and I really love that. I honestly used every single shade, and I think the only one I didn't use was Space Cowboy, just because it is more of a red undertone, and it is like, can be used more for a smoky eye. So that's my only thing. I didn't use that one. This one is like the only one that I kind of didn't know how to use. Personally, I would have preferred if we had like maybe a lighter highlight shade that was shimmery, because even though the Pluto and the Interstellar are like the lightest highlight shades, I feel like we need something more gold based that is lighter. And the Interstellar was sometimes a little bit too dark. What I did like to do to lighten it is use Titan to put under and then put Interstellar on top just to make it more brighter. So other than that, I have no complaints. This is a beautiful palette. I've already used this palette. Other than the 3 looks, I've used it at EDC and this was my favorite color. Other than that, honestly, my favorite color out of the whole palette has to be the Martian Soil, even though it gives me such a tongue twister. This is like the perfect mustard, pukey yellow. It gives me, it makes me so happy. It looks so good and it's so easy to blend and it's so packed. And I feel like this one is actually pressed the hardest because even though I used it so much, I feel like the stamp is on the most. And I give this a 10 out of 10. But I honestly hope that I helped you guys out. You guys are able to create looks and you actually like them. These shades are beautiful. They are so worth it. And they're so pigmented and I have no complaints because they're so easy to actually blend out. So yeah, you guys, this is my final review. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this 3 looks in 1 palette look combo. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like the looks, give it a thumbs up. Comment down which one was your favorite look from all 3. Let me know if you actually have a palette and you're actually going to recreate the looks. If you actually recreate the looks, tag me on my socials. All my socials are the same and I'll probably put them on the screen or put them on the description down below. And if you don't follow me there, you should. I feel like I'm pretty funny, so maybe you'll have fun seeing my socials. Other than that, I'll catch you guys on the next one, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Bye guys.